This week on Brew Report, we've gone west. Where the sky is blue, we've gone west with Wiper and True. Hello there and welcome back to Brew Report, where this week I'm out in the Cotswolds. Specifically in a charming little Airbnb in the Cotswolds where the host may have taken the teachings of the monochrome house just a little too seriously. We're trying a beer here that's also from towards the west of the country. This is Wiper and True's Amber Ale, Citra and Rye. Wiper and True, of course, from Bristol. And this beer is, as you would guess from the name, is brewed with Citra hops and with rye malt. The standard Wiper and True packaging here, of course, we've got the white body on the can with the gold detailing. I love the sort of the gold hot air balloon we've got on there. Bit of a reference to the hot air balloon festival that you get in Bristol. And also the gold top of the can, which helps complete the image, although you know from the bottom that the main body of the can is just steel. It's an interesting looking beer. You know, I'm generally a big fan of rye in beer. I like the sort of peppery spiciness that brings, and Citra is one of my favourite hops as well. So I'm looking forward to good things in this beer. It's 4.8% alcohol by volume, so not terribly strong. Good way to start off the evening perhaps. And it's a 330ml can, so there's still going to be plenty left in the tank for later on when we're trying the next round of beers later this evening. True to the name, this beer is indeed amber in colour, with a sort of very pale cream coloured head, quite loose bubble structure, and it sort of dissipates fairly quickly. It looks like it's got a sort of fairly light level of carbonation just looking at it here. It's a lot cloudier than I was expecting, and just looking at the type of cloudiness we've got here, it looks more like it's unfined rather than it being due to any sort of wheat or anything else. In fact, looking at the malt bill, we can see there's no wheat in there. This is just barley and rye making up the malt going in here. The aroma is Citra, as you would expect. It's quite tropical. I'm getting sort of papaya, a little bit of pineapple, lots of orange, juicy orange, quite sweet orange flavours. But also there's an element there of a sort of darker malt. It's not just sort of your regular sort of lighter malt. This is quite nutty, quite caramelly, and a little bit spicy, a little bit earthy as well, which balances out the brightness of that fruit really quite nicely. So you've got a lot of different flavours playing together very nicely in this beer, a lot of different sensations. You start off with that juicy sweetness, the orange, the pineapple. That moves through into this rye, earthy, spicy note as well, but still some sweetness there, some of that red fruit, some of those darker berries perhaps. Then you get some bitterness coming to the party as well, some hoppy bitterness, and that's joined by that carbonation. It's not super fizzy, but there's enough carbonation there to give a sort of dance of bubbles on the tongue, which plays very nicely with all these different flavours together. So the mouthfeel is sort of mostly sort of dominated by that, and you end up with these these flavours coming together like a symphony, sort of bouncing off each other. No one flavour really standing out above the rest, but in balance, in harmony altogether. On the finish, there I'm picking up that sort of dried candied peel flavour, those orange notes again, a little bit of sort of dried pineapple. It's more jammy, almost slightly sweeter, and just that little bit of rye spice, that peppery bite going on there as well. So next question is, who is this beer for? And here I think the answer is probably, it's on the boundaries again. This is a great beer to give to somebody who is a really traditional real ale fan. You want to convince them that craft beer, some slightly more modern beers are really interesting, they're worth a try. This would be a good way to do it. It's got those classic traditional real ale elements, but it's also got enough going on that keeps it interesting. It's got that rye spiciness, it's got that slightly fruitier hop base in the form of that Citra hop. In terms of a rating, I really like this beer. I came in with strong expectations, given that I love Citra, I love rye, and I was not disappointed. It's been executed beautifully. The balance between those flavours and sensations has been really, really quite pleasant. And on that basis, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. If I saw this on tap at a pub, I would happily order it. Not only would I order it for myself, I'd be ordering it for all my friends as well. But that's just my opinion. What I want to hear now is, what did you think? Are you a big Wiper and True fan? Have you tried and enjoyed rye in beer before, or is it still something that's new to you? Whatever your thoughts, whatever your experiences, let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please do check out the rest of my videos or go to brewreport.co.uk where I post fresh beer content every week on Sunday. And until next week, happy drinking.